Hey all you doodoo gamers, and welcome to the channel. Now today we're doing a Smashlocke on Pokemon Black 2. That means we can only use Pokemon that Markiplier himself would smash. And in this game, that means a total number of 20 possible Pokemon we can catch. Now that wasn't enough for me. In addition to the normal rules that we all know and love, like no overleveling past the gym leader's ace, when a Pokemon faints, they're dead, no items can be used in battle, and the game will be run in set mode. And the final addition is my own personal rule that I created myself, #humblebrag, which I'll be implementing if I ever do another vanilla Pokemon Nuzlocke. And that's something I'd like to call the 8-year-old Nuzlocke. Now for some background, as a young doodoo gamer, I used to play the Pokemon games a very specific way for the first 4 generations. I would only ever use 4 Pokemon in my normal run, and never actually got a team of 6 until after I beat the Elite Four. Now that team would be made up of my starter Pokemon, an HM Slave, a water Pokemon that could learn Surf, Waterfall, and any other water HM I might need to teach them. And lastly was my broken AF Legendary. And because I thought it'd be fun to kind of revisit how I used to play the games, that's what I'm going to be doing for this run. I'm allowed 1 Pokemon with no restrictions at all, 1 Pokemon that can only learn HM moves, and then a 3rd Pokemon that's even more restrictive that can only learn Surf, Waterfall, or any other water-based HM moves. And after we get the 7th gym battle, then I can finally get that 4th Pokemon slot with no restrictions on it. And with the rules out of the way, we can finally begin our adventure in our 8-year-old Smashlocke.
Wait a minute!
Okay, maybe I should switch the names. Maybe that wasn't the best naming scheme. Now jumping straight into it, we begin with our mom asking us a bunch of questions. I guess we're just at that age. Do I know how to open my bag? Okay, Mom, I'm 14, I'm not an idiot. Now after answering my mother's questions, we're told that we gotta go find a girl with a big green hat, which I imagine would be pretty difficult if we're supposed to find a girl with, oh there she is. Now, until we defeat the 2nd gym, I don't actually have access to any Pokemon that Markiplier would have smashed, and so I have to sub in a Pokemon for my starter that I can use until we get to that point. And looking at it, Blaziken's the only starter Pokemon Markiplier would have smashed before this generation. But am I actually gonna pick up a Blaziken? A fully evolved starter this early in the game? No, I will not. That would be absolutely busted. Which actually leaves me in a bit of a predicament. I've got to find a Pokemon line that Markiplier would smash multiple stages of that evolutionary chain, and all before Gen 5, leaving me only 2 options. First was a Shelter line, which had pretty good stats. Well, if you don't include the base HP stat of 30, and it only gets a tiny bit better when he evolves, going to 50. Ooh, that's pretty bad. Well, let's see what the other option is. We got Diglett and Dugtrio, which is pretty good. A ground-type Pokemon can pivot into electric moves pretty easily, and he's got a base HP of 10. Dude, this thing sucks. So the choice was obvious. I picked Diglett. Welcome to the team, number 4.
Smash.
And now the main issue I was facing was the first gym, as I could only level up to 13, which limits my moveset quite a bit, but I figured with Mud Slap, it'll be hard, but after a few attempts, I should be able to make it work. And I'm not gonna lie, it's gonna be a little bit tough, because all the Pokemon in this gym have workup, which means I basically have to 2-shot and outspeed every Pokemon, or I gotta use Mud Slap, lower the accuracy, and pray to God that I'm lucky enough to get through this battle unscathed. And now most of you listening probably already know the problem with my logic here. So the gym leader leads with Patrat. Patrat has Keen Eye, and Keen Eye means that I can't do anything to his accuracy, throwing a wrench in that entire plan that I just came up with. And after what felt like forever of trying over and over, I was nearly ready to explode in anger. So I decided to switch to Cloyster in order to save my sanity.
Smash.
Which has a chance of getting shell armor, which is pretty big in this game, but he's got skilling. Now at the time, I was really upset, but this was actually a pretty good thing, and I just didn't know it yet. Now before the first gym battle, I got a move called Icicle Spear, which probably isn't anything too crazy. No way. No way. A one-shot? Yeah, this move was absolutely insane with skilling. It becomes a base 125 damage move, and when I finally get the ice typing, I'll be able to add stab to that, making it 180 plus base damage, with 5 different chances to get a crit. Yeah, this Pokemon's gonna be nuts in the run. So much so that I actually wiped through the 2nd gym leader too. Yeah, it turns out Icicle Spear is very busted early on. So to keep things more interesting, I go ahead and switch to challenge mode to make sure I'm not one-shotting everything. Now before we get on the boat, I make my way over to what's essentially Hollywood in this game. I may be a small town girl, but I'm gonna make it here. After starring in a movie completely made by green screens, what is this, Marvel? I finally got my break and made it onto the big screen. I can't believe it.
I was on TV!
What can I say? The camera loves me. Now, finally leaving port, we make our way over to the Big Apple, where I prepare my team for the third gym battle. And this time I actually have Tranquil on my team, which will be my HM slave.
Smash.
At this point, he only knows Cut, but he will be able to get Fly before the next gym battle. And then we head into the third gym and are ready to take out the... Oh, what the?
Who are these clowns? Whoa, I didn't order any clowns until tomorrow.
All right, I get it. Enough clowning around. Sorry, I couldn't help but get one more in there. Time for the third gym. But surprisingly, there isn't much to talk about here. It was a bug gym, so Icicle Spear takes down his Pokemon pretty handedly. Now it's time to head on to our fourth gym badge. Wow, look at all the people. Yeah. But have you seen my movie? Now in Nimbasa City, we see that the gym leader is an electric type. So my current team is Cloyster and Tranquil, which something tells me they're not going to be doing very well against the electric gym. So I put them back in the box and then I check out the other Pokemon I have. Now 2 new Pokemon that I just caught were Sigilif and Vespiquen, which were both flying, so there was no way I was going to use them in the fourth gym. Which only leaves 2 options, Magneton and Lopunny. So it looks like my only option to beat the gym leader is with a Magneton that has moves that aren't very effective and a Lopunny who only knows Cut. Yeah, not a great team by any stretch of the means. But with my confidence at an all-time high with just one-shotting everybody, I mean, come on, how hard could it really be? Yeah, it turns out it's really hard. It's really hard. Yeah, I sort of only was able to take down 1 Pokemon before blacking out. So now it's time to start over. But I'm still left with the issue that I don't really have an answer to the fourth gym. The only Pokemon I have accessible to me at this point are Cloyster, Unfezant, Tranquil, which are all weak to our Pokemon. I could use Magneton, but he really didn't do much last time, and the fact that our ace Pokemon has Flame Charge shows that he's not that useful in this battle. Lopunny would be a really good choice, as she goes neutral with all of her Pokemon, but she's by no means a sweeper, so she's not going to be able to deal with all 4 Pokemon by herself. And the last 3 Pokemon are Sigilif, Mandibuzz, and Vespiquen, which are all flying type, meaning they're very weak to our electric type Pokemon. It felt like I didn't really have many options here, and I was tempted to take off challenge mode as I thought I'd have a better chance of getting through the gym battle with luck this way. Hold on. What am I saying? I should be able to find a way around this. Now, because I really didn't want to take off any of the rules that I'd put in place, it was absolutely paramount for me to find a way to beat this fourth gym with the current rules I was playing with. So I get back to it, and I start doing some research on all the Pokemon I have available to me to see if there's any way I could finagle my way around winning the fourth gym badge. And then I found it. The Pokemon that I believed could fix this entire scenario finally helped me beat the fourth gym badge. And before I tell you, why don't you guys take a guess yourself? Out of these Pokemon I list right here, what Pokemon do you believe is the answer to beat the fourth gym? Go ahead and let me know in the comments down below. And while you're down there, go ahead and leave a like on the video and subscribe to the channel. These kind of videos take a long time to make and produce, so if you like this sort of content, make sure to let me know. That would help me to get more stuff out to you and also help to grow the channel. And now with the begging section out of the way, on to the video. The Pokemon I found to be the best solution to the fourth gym was Mandibuzz. For a quick explanation, on Thursdays you're able to catch one at level 25 with its hidden ability, Weak Armor. Essentially, every time it gets hit, it drops its defense stat, but it increases its speed, making it a really good candidate for a sweeper on the team. And at this point in the game, we're also able to find Snarl over in Lost Lorn Forest, which is a base 55 damage special attack move, all thanks to the nice gentleman over here that gave... What? And the final beautiful thing that brings this entire strategy together is the fact that Mandibuzz, only in Gen 5, learns Nasty Plot at level 14. So with our team ready and our game plan set, we head into the battle. Now thinking she's hot stuff, she sends out her Emolga first, and I send out the Mandibuzz. If all goes according to plan, she should use Volt Switch here, which she does exactly as I planned, and then goes into Flaffy, while I'll be getting my speed buff, which actually never came. Yeah, it turns out Volt Switch is actually a special attack move, which I wasn't accounting for, which may mean that I'm going to run into a bit of an issue later. But right now I'm still lucky because I'm faster than Flaffy, and due to the AI's obsession with speed priority, Thunder Wave is basically guaranteed at this point, giving me one more Nasty Plot as I heal the paralysis with the Cherry Berry. I take down the Flaffy with one Snarl, and then the Emolga comes out, gets another Volt Switch, and then I take out the Joltik with another one-shot. She sends out her Emolga again, and this is where things get a little bit more tough. I'm now within range for a crit to kill me, but I had no other option, so I had to take the chance, and luckily she used Pursuit, which actually makes no sense to me at all. But I'm not going to complain about it. I take down her Emolga with the one-shot, and then I head into her final Pokemon with a Mandibuzz that has +1 speed and +4 special attack. I've got everything I need to take her down, and it all comes down to this.
Elisa sends out her final Pokémon. The Mandibuzz has had a speed buff, but can it outspeed? No! The Seb Striker goes first with Pursuit, which wasn't enough to get the KO. The pressure may be getting to her. That mistake will cost her. The challenger gets off an attack here, and if history is anything to go by, then we should see a one-shot here. But no! The Seb Striker's still standing. This next turn will decide it. Who will win the speed battle? It's Mandibuzz! Elisa's final Pokémon goes down. The battle is over. The crowds go wild!
Yep, the fourth gym leader had no clue what kind of movie star she was dealing with. And after taking my fourth win, I strut myself down the catwalk, making sure to thank all my fans for all the support they've given me. Oh, thank you guys so much. Hey, I couldn't have done without you. Now, the really cool thing about this battle was that I was able to go up against what felt like a brick wall, something that was almost unbeatable, and then figure out a way around it by using a Pokemon with a clear type disadvantage. I mean, you might as well just call me Ash Ketchum at this point. Wait. Do people in Japan actually believe that people walk around our cities decked out in full football gear and pads? Because they do. If you're a Japanese viewer watching this, that is exactly what we do, and I do it every Friday. Now, before moving on to Driftvale City, there's a man in our way that won't let us get past until we battle him. This man is a heartbreaker. His name, Charles. Because it's a battle, one person has to win and one person has to lose. Okay, Captain Obvious. I wish my boyfriend could just enjoy the battle and not worry about losing. Dude, that's what my wife says all the time.
It's only a game. Why you have to be mad?
So, moving on to the fifth gym, I have a fairly unorthodox team, being Vespiquen, Tranquil, who's my HM slave and only knows Cut and Fly at this point, and then Cloyster, who's my surfing Pokemon, and only knows Surf at this point in the game. I'm sure most of you are wondering why I picked Vespiquen, as she's quad affected by Rock, which basically all of his Pokemon have that kind of move. Keyword here is basically. His first Pokemon doesn't actually have a Rock-type move at all, which actually allows me to set up a bunch of defense orders and Toxic Stall him before going into his next Pokemon. And after Toxic Stalling the second and third Pokemon, we get to his final Ace Pokemon, Excadrill. Now, Excadrill is a Steel type, which means I'm not able to Toxic Stall him. But I knew that going in, so it wasn't too big of a deal. Now, my Vespiquen's moveset was Defend and Heal Order, Fly and Toxic, and the reason for this was so I could use Fly and Heal Order and my ability Pressure to tank all the Rock Slides his last Pokemon could throw at me. And with Rock Slide completely used up, I can take out Cloyster and not worry about getting flinched into oblivion, or even taking out Tranquil, which really was only scared of the Rock Slide. Yeah, I would have said that, but Vespiquen actually got one shot with a crit. I send out my Cloyster and he hits me with Slash, which even a crit wouldn't kill me, so that's exactly what I wanted. And then I hit with the Surf, and it doesn't quite take him out yet. He gets one more chance and actually uses Rock Slide this time, and now I just gotta hope that he doesn't get a flinch. But holy crap, it missed! I use one more Surf, and then the Excadrill goes down, winning us the battle. And with the 5th gym badge obtained, I head back to Route 5, pick up a Gothita, who I can now evolve into a Gothitelle. And look, I don't agree with Mark on every Pokemon he's been smashing, but this one I can definitely get behind. I could definitely see Gothitelle added to the Smash Bros roster, and her reveal trailer could be sick. Wait a minute. Did Mark bring Smashes in like... And now we make our way over to Skyla's gym for the 6th gym badge. I box every Pokemon as the only one I'll need is Magneton for this battle. And since the strongest move he has is Volt Switch, I give him a Choice Band and I head into battle. Now I don't need to spend too much time here. I get hit with the Psychic, I KO with the Volt Switch, I get hit with the Feather Dance, but I don't care about that. And then I take her down with another Volt Switch. I actually outspeed the Sigilyph and get a one-shot, and then the Skarmory comes out, and I'm guessing you can tell what happens here. And with her final Pokemon going down, we have defeated Skyla and received the 6th gym badge. After that, we head back out and try to find the professor. Wait a minute, you're not the professor. Yo, Teach, I got the plane ready. We head back to the airport, hop on the plane, and then we take off for what I can only hope to be our next big adventure. What the heck is this place? Oh look, a house. I wonder what's inside. This is a strange house. Wait, did that pot just move? Yep, I'm out of here. We make it to Undella Bay, where I can finally get a Whale Lord, but before that happens, I find this, a shiny Pokemon. And now most people on their runs make exception for shinies, but before I use it, I'm gonna have to check with someone to see if it's okay. Mark?
Is that a mustache? Still pass.
Well, you heard the man. See ya. We get our Wailord, and then we make our way to the 7th gym battle. Now this battle is gonna be a tough one, as the team is absolutely busted. I mean, look at this wild team. A Dragon Dance Haxorus, a Cotton Guard Altaria. Do I even have Pokemon that can deal with this monster of a team? Oh yeah, I forgot about this move. Now, I did have to put some sort of thought into this fight, as the next Pokemon was Flygon, who has Earth Power, which is a special move, which just so happens to be Cloyster's big weakness. So to avoid this, I gave him an air balloon, forcing Flygon to hit me with the Rock Slide, which doesn't flinch, meaning my plan goes into effect. I'm able to move second and take him out with the one-shot. The Altaria comes out, and even with the Cotton Guard, the quad-effective Icicle Spear is too much for her, taking her down with another one-shot. And because the Haxorus just has to go for a Dragon Dance on his first turn, that was all I needed to wipe out the entire 7th Gym Leader's team. And now I finally get access to my 4th Pokemon slot with no restrictions on it whatsoever, so I pull out Conkeldurr as I'm going to be fighting a few ice types next. Now we head into Drayden's house, but wait, what's that noise? Oh my god! But it turns out we're okay. Whew, that was a close one. Drayden tries to show off by breaking the ice. Dude, that's so embarrassing! And after beating the boss with 2 snowflakes and an Egyptian ice weasel, we make our way to Himalao City. And now that we're here, it's time to take out the team that's gonna try to bring back an endless ice age and destroy the world. What's that? Oh, I should go take out the gym leader first? I totally forgot that the fate of the entire world comes second to this stupid competition. Now leading with Magneton, who's incredibly bulky thanks to the Eviolite buffing his defense drastically, and I'm not gonna sugarcoat it. Magneton's pretty broken in this fight, so much that I actually one-shot every one of his Pokemon. Okay, maybe not all of them. And now with the 8th gym badge, it's time to finally take care of the fate of the world. I'm just glad I could get that stupid pin that would be worth absolutely nothing if the world ended. Yeah, there's nothing wrong with my priorities here. Oh no, my only weakness, standing in front of me and not moving. What can I do? So instead, I stow onto their flying ship, sneak through, taking out members left and right as I beat their leader with minimal losses. And then I confront the evil mastermind who resurrected the legendary Pokemon because obviously, this is all much easier than trying to get past these dudes right here. Oh god, and now I'm dead. Wait, what? Oh, dude, it's the guy. Bro, you're the guy.
I'm the guy.
Yep, that's a pretty good representation of what just happened here. Now, my fight against Getsis was pretty challenging. I sent out my Cloyster with the Choice Scarf, and then went for the Icicle Spear. And using this strategy, I one-shot his Kofagrigus, the Electros, the Seismitoad, and then the Toxicroak. But then he sent out his Hydreigon, which I'm pretty sure could take out my Cloyster, so I switched to Magneton to tank the attack. He then hits with a Dragon Rush, which did a lot less than I was expecting, allowing me to get off a Thunder Wave. After that, I use Volt Switch and go into Cloyster, as he could probably take a Dragon Rush, if it even hits at all thanks to that accuracy. But none of that even mattered because he was paralyzed. I then outspeed and take him out with an Icicle Spear. And last was Drapion. And in order to tank his Dark or Poison move, I pivot into Magneton, who gets crit and still ends up living easily. I then pivot into Unfezant after baiting out the Earthquake with Magneton, and this allows me to get a free switch in. From here I hit with the Strength, which almost takes him out. He tries to heal, but we all know that won't work, and then I take him down with 2 more Strengths, defeating Getsis. Things then proceed to get pretty awkward between this father and son pair, before the dad runs away and then N decides to thank us for all of our hard work and saving the world. Yeah, but now it's time to get onto the Pokemon League, which is much more important than this. Now, as a kid, my strategy would always consist of me running through and one-shotting everything with the starter that essentially was 20 levels higher than every other Pokemon. So in that same spirit, my strategy for the Elite Four was Mandibuzz. Yeah. First up was Grimsley, and he sent out Liepard, who used Fake Out on my Mandibuzz. This is exactly what I wanted, as it helped buff my speed. He then hit with another Aerial Ace, buffing my speed even further while I got off a Nasty Plot. He gets off 1 more Aerial Ace, buffing my speed to a total of 3, and then I take him out with an Air Slash. Scrafty comes out, and I get a one-shot on him with another Air Slash. Crocodile comes out next, and even though I don't get the one-shot, I still find myself pretty lucky as I do flinch him, allowing me to take him out next turn. He sends out the Absol, which I send to an early grave. And last up was the Bisharp, which I took out with a Heat Wave, defeating Grimsley handedly. Next was Chantal, I don't know, who began with Kofagrigus. I used Nasty Plot while our Kofagrigus uses Shadow Ball, which basically did nothing. And then next I took him down with the Dark Pulse. Next up was Drifblim, who just couldn't take the heat. Next out was the Chandelure, which hit me with the sizable Fire Blast as he outsped me, but just couldn't take me down, and I took him out with another Dark Pulse. From here, she basically didn't have any chance of winning as I took out her Golurk and Bayonet with a one-shot, getting me the win, and now it was on to Molly. I mean Caitlyn, whose dad definitely is an Entei. And this fight definitely made me question my humanity. After I use Nasty Plot, I get a one-shot on the Musharna. The Sigilyph comes out, which is her only Pokemon that can outspeed me. He hits me with an Ice Beam, but I gave her a Yacha Berry, which was able to make her live the attack, and then I proceed to one-shot all of her Pokemon without them getting a single chance to attack. Now Marshall was up next, who led with Throw. I mixed things up a little bit, and I send out Unfezant instead. I outspeed and take him out with a one-shot. Conkeldurr comes out, and I hit him initially with the Strength, as he has Guts and Bulk Up, so before he can get one off, I needed to hit him for as much as I could, and after that I stalled for a turn, allowing the burn that he had from the Flame Orb to do chip damage, and then I finished him off next with Fly. Next up was Sock, who I hit with Cut, that way I can break his Sturdy ability, and surprisingly I actually lived the Rock Slide, allowing me to take him down before dying to Life Orb damage. Next out was his Yanchao while I sent out Mandibuzz. I used Nasty Plot while he hits with U-Turn. I hit with an Air Slash to take out the Lucario, and then the Mienshao comes back out, but I outspeed him this time and take him out with another one-shot, beating Marshall, the last member of the Elite Four. Now the fight against Iris was going to be a tricky one. I'd come up with two different strategies, one that was a bit more spread out across my team, that way if anything went wrong I still had some coverage that could cover me. The other was Mandibuzz. And I know which one the smarter option is, obviously, but we're doing an 8-year-old Nuzlocke, so who said anything about being smart? We begin the battle and she sends out her Hydreigon against my Mandibuzz. Now keeping Hydreigon in the battle would definitely hurt me, as he's only gonna hit me with special moves, which won't buff my speed, so I gave Mandibuzz a red card, and after getting hit with the Dragon Pulse, she's forced to switch, and as long as the Pokemon that was sent out was an Aggron, I was very confident the strategy would work, and lucky for me, her Druddigon came out, and even with the Life Orb and Sheer Force, a Thunder Punch should definitely not kill me. I mean, unless it crits, and I know I should be playing around the crit, but I'm doing an 8-year-old Nuzlocke here. I don't really feel like it's in the spirit of the run to do that. And so, lucky for me, I don't get crit, and I get off a second Nasty Plot. Now with +1 speed and +4 special attack, I one-shot the Druddigon. The Aggron is sent out next, but nothing a good Heat Wave can't solve. Then the Lapras comes, and the Dark Pulse should easily take it out. It didn't kill? Oh my god. But luckily I get a flinch, allowing me to take out the Lapras next turn. The Archeops comes out, but a Dark Pulse took it out without much worry. Hydreigon then comes back out, and with my special attack so high, I outspeed, hit him with an Air Slash, and then finish him off. And finally was the Haxorus, who I got a crit on, but it didn't really matter because he had a Focus Sash, allowing him to live the hit no matter what. Now I thought I could get a clean sweep here with the Mandibuzz, as I believe she would use Dragon Dance, and then I could get the one-shot next turn as she heals. But instead, she went for Outrage, taking down the Mandibuzz. Mandibuzz had been our ace in the hole, the Pokemon I used when things got tough. I was tempted on scrapping this entire challenge, as it seemed almost impossible after the 4th gym battle. Though she gave me hope. She made me think that this run was possible. And by God, this run truly was thanks to her. Mandibuzz, you might not have made it to the end, but you will live in infamy as the true MVP of this run. And with only one thing left to do, I send out Cloyster as he had the largest defense on my team and could easily live in Outrage. And then I retaliate, taking down our final Pokemon, avenging Mandibuzz, and defeating the champion. And just like that, I had finally done it. I was the very first person in all of history to complete the very first 8-year-old Smashlocke. We're gonna keep it like that, that way it sounds better. Now this run took quite a bit of time, so make sure to like the video and comment and let me know what you guys thought of it. Now I have a lot of great videos planned coming up, and so I think I might take a break from this longer Nuzlocke form challenge, as I believe smaller 5 to 10 minute videos might help me grow a little bit quicker. However, if you want to see more content like this, make sure to like the video and get us to 5,000 likes. The moment it reaches that, I will drop whatever video I'm working on, and I'll immediately hop to the next Nuzlocke, as I have a very strange and fun idea for the next one. So if you guys want more stuff like this, make sure to like the video and share it with all your friends. As always, everybody, thank you so much for watching till the end, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.